my 2003 BMW F650GS Dakar, and as you can tell, for a short fella like myself, it's quite a tall bike, but have no fear, we're going to lower it because of these little numbers. So these are the lowering links by KoubaLink, the 2.0 for the Dakar. So that should actually drop that down a couple of inches to give me a little more flat footing when I'm handling this motorcycle. So that is the plan, and we'll continue to do that. What I want to do first is I want to see where we're starting off. So I want to measure the height. So I'm going to stand this up, and as it sits right now, we have 35 inches for the seat height. So I'm hoping that we're going to hopefully gain a couple of inches as we go through. So stay with me. Okay, I'm around the other side here now. You can see I have the bike up on its center stand. All we're going to need is we have our KoubaLinks for the BMW F650, and they are the 2-inch. I have the 18-inch ratchet on an extension, and the 18-inch wrench that we're going to need to get the other side for the bottom of the links, and then the 16mm socket, as well as the 16mm wrench to do the top of the links. So these are the links that will be going in, but to see where they are currently, you'll see from the back wheel and the chain, the actual center shock is in here, and then we have the link that we're going to be replacing here, which is substantially shorter. So by adding a longer link, you're actually raising up the back wheel, which in essence is shortening the bike. So that is the plan, and we will take it from there. What we need to do now is, using our 18-inch wrench and our 18-inch socket, is removing the bolt that runs between the links. So simply cranking, and I already kicked it off, so it's not as easy right from the beginning. I should be able to remove the bolt, and then hopefully, probably with a little persuasion, I'm guessing there's a washer, and there's a washer. No doubt, with a little bit of English, we will remove that bolt. Okay, I've recruited some English, and I simply yeah. Problems already. No. New parts, man. New parts.
Hello, Angus.
New parts.
Hello, Win.
Okay, last I left you, I was removing the bolt, and the easiest way to do that, and if I was paying attention, is by simply raising the tire up a little bit. Allows that bolt to slide out quite nice. And then it's simply removing the 16mm bolt, and that will allow you to remove the link. So you can see here I have the old link and the new link, which is longer, and essentially we'll raise the tire up and get that out of the way. So all I have to do now is get this last piece, which is the top link, and I will fix on a 16mm and come over to this side So there we have it. It's simply a bolt going through the link. Now we have to reuse the inserts because they don't actually come with it. So we will take that out, and I will just give it a bit of a cleaning. Now the next step is actually greasing the link. So I have actually put some grease in here, and I'm just going to sort of work that around, and that should give us some grease. So I'm going to insert another piece out both sides, and that should be that. Now paid all this money to make it all nice, we might as well keep it nice and shiny for now. I'll get some excess grease off of that, and that should be ready to go back in. So they go in the reverse, so we will simply be putting them back in, and that we will check on our progress when we're done. Cool. Okay, we have one of our KoubaLinks on, and we're just about to put the next one on. So, using our 16 mil and our socket, we want to simply position them in here, taking our nut and our bolt and a 68 Camaro just drove by, which is always cool. Alright. Have the wood. So the bolt is through. Washer. And I'll just get that started by hand, which I have. Now our 16 mil. 14 mil socket. Now these will have a torque spec, and I will torque them after, but at first I want them loose so that I can help guide the bolt. In. Alright. So there we have it. We have our KoubaLink 2.0 top bolts on. So the next thing we need to do is raise up the tire and see if we can get the other pieces on and through. And that does quite a job. Somewhere right around there. I need to thread this bolt through. So I'm just using a tire iron literally to raise this up, and in doing so, the bolt has slid right through. I'm simply going to add the nut on the other side. Tighten that up, torque it to spec, and I think we're done. I can see quite a bit of clearance. I don't know how much we're going to get total, but that's a good start. Okay, there it is. You can see it in place. I just did the last of the torquing, so 30 pounds per square inch. And I believe if I throw a wrench in behind, and I give that a crank, we are there. So that is it for the install, and it was pretty darn easy even for me. So I'm going to lower it and see how we made out. Okay, so KoubaLinks are on. The wheel is definitely up higher. I'm going to take it off the center stand, which was quite a drop. The side stand down, which actually still works quite good. People said sometimes that'll be a concern. So now we're going to measure from the ground. Make this tape work. It's down maybe 33 and a half. But it's a big test, and I can tell just looking at it. There's a significant lowering, and I haven't even reduced the front yet, so I take the front down a little bit more, and that'll be great. So, yeehaw! Okay, just completing a bit of the lowering job to go along with the KoubaLinks. So you can see here, I've actually lowered the front end, the forks, by just basically lowering off these bolts here, and there's two bolts here that allow me to get basically 7/8, oops, get that lined up. It is actually 7/8 of an inch difference. So we have it both on this side as well as this side. So once again, I will torque those off. Now this Dakar came with these cool sort of shock protectors. So I'll have to fasten those back up. But once again, that should bring it down, the front end down, and hopefully keep the geometry the same on the bike. Anyway, that should complete when I tighten everything up, bringing down the front end a little bit more as well. All right. Anyway, that's it. So I guess I'll leave you with that, and hopefully you enjoyed these videos for lowering the 2003 BMW F650GS Dakar. All right, over and out.